Hey guys, KUZO here, back with another video. In this video today, we're going to be sketching out a full manga page, once again for my manga Bounty Skate. This is page 16, and the last page we did was page 14. So we obviously skipped a page. On page 14, the last panel, Owen had been bumped into by somebody. And so obviously you guys haven't seen the other page, but on page 16, we get to see that person that had bumped into him, which is who I'm drawing right now. So the first few pages that I actually did on here, the characters that you pretty much saw was Olia and Owen pretty much the whole time. So it's kind of cool drawing a new character in one of these videos finally. And this page overall was one of my favorite pages to draw. It was fun, relaxing. I got to do some fun headshots, and I also got to do this little panel. And this panel overall, when I'm actually finished with it, I was very satisfied. I feel like I'm starting to get my groove back with these pages and starting to get that manga flow. For those of you who have drawn like multiple pages and towards the end of it you feel like this flow, you kind of know what I mean, where things start flowing a little bit easier and the ideas start coming more fluently and it's not like you're stalling as much. Super excited to just lean into this flow and hopefully things just start rolling faster and faster, and we can then also get this first chapter out. I know there's a bunch of people excited for it. I'm probably less excited than most people. I think this goes for most creators. They kind of feel like this when they're going to put something out. You know, they're worried about everything from paneling, art, story, and everything like that. And I know I have weaknesses. I know I definitely have weaknesses, but there's also a point where you have to just put it out. That's the only way you're going to learn, by just doing stuff and continuing. And once again, this is a real-time video, just like the other videos. I recorded this real-time for my Patreons, and I'll be uploading it for them. It's a 59-minute video. I pretty much kind of go in depth of what I'm thinking and the decisions I'm making. So if you see my hands flailing around or something, or basically me pull out my iPad or the storyboard, that's why. You know what? I used to be able to sketch out a full page in like 20 minutes to like 30 minutes. And ever since, I got a little rusty, I haven't been able to do it like that as much. But this page definitely, the flow is, like I said before, felt a lot different than the other ones I did. And at one point I felt like the time was going really well. So I kind of just relaxed and tried to really get the sketches how I wanted them to look. Because at the end of the day, when you're recording something, there is kind of a deadline on how fast you want to do the video, so it's not too slow on YouTube and it's not too fast on YouTube. But yeah, like I said, this one definitely felt a lot more relaxed. Also remember, if you guys like these kinds of videos, definitely hit the thumbs up button. It lets me know how much you guys like them, and it makes it a lot easier to just do other videos exactly like this or very similar videos like this. So definitely hit that thumbs up button if you like it. Definitely helps out a lot. And also let me know if you guys are interested in seeing like a real-time panel sketch, so taking one of these types of panels and just sketching it real-time for you guys on this channel. I also need to get to inking a full manga page on here as well. It definitely would be digital. I would definitely get around to a traditional one at some point. I think I mentioned this in each one of these manga videos, but yeah, definitely do a traditional one at some point. I would have to actually do it on my manga paper instead of my printer paper. Which, for those of you who are wondering, yes, this is done on printer paper, your average printer paper from anywhere, and then just a Bic mechanical pencil, 0.7. Yeah, the paper is a little rough around the edges when you erase, but, all in all, it's fine. It teaches you to not think about the paper being the problem or the pen being the problem. It's really just, if something's going wrong, it's how you're drawing the shape or the perspective or the character. Plus, I don't really see the point in sketching things out on an expensive paper if I'm just going to be inking it digitally. So, also, for those of you who are wondering how long the chapter is going to be, it's going to be 47 pages, so it's going to be quite a few pages, but that's around the same amount of pages as a normal first chapter for like Shonen Jump and stuff like that. And I don't know if I mentioned this in one of my other videos, but the first chapter was actually supposed to have a little bit more content in it than it does in this version, because I actually underestimated how many pages I had and started running out of room for what I originally intended. So I had to rework some stuff at one point and ended up deciding to focus on something very specific for this first chapter. And that's one of the reasons why I actually don't know how this first chapter is gonna go, because it's not like your typical shonen, and I've mentioned that before, it's not your typical shonen format for the first chapter, but I guess we'll see how it turns out. I'm excited, but also, nervous. But one of the things I am actually really looking forward to is finally putting out a full piece of work that can showcase some of my skill level now, because I haven't put out any full like chapters of any sort for a little while now. But I've put out like illustrations and stuff, but just not, you know, full on manga projects. And I'm really excited to be able to display kind of some of the skill level I have now. And yeah, that part's going to be really fun. And what I'm looking forward to in the next chapter, the second chapter, is kind of trying to play with more unique panel setups. That's what I'm going to be kind of focusing on the second chapter, other than, you know, the story and stuff like that. But there's a certain level of art you kind of stick under, which I've talked about before, where you don't want to go too far into detail with certain things, because you have to maintain a specific amount of detail throughout all of your manga, or else, you know, you don't want an inconsistency. You don't want one page to look like super good and the other page just look, you know, super mediocre. But one thing you can always improve on and also go back to mediocre is panel layout, and, you know, being more unique with the way you lay out your panels, or going back to being more mediocre with how you lay out your panels. Because having mediocre panel layouts and very generic panel layouts doesn't necessarily hurt your series, because like it's angles in the story itself that really pushes everything forward. And then from there, really unique panel setups just adds to the series. I don't think a generic panel setup takes away from the series, if you know what I mean. So that's one of the things I kind of want to focus more on with the second chapter, is better panel setup, or I should say better panel layout. And it's not that this first chapter has very bad panel layouts. It has pretty standard panel layouts, and that's something I'm very conscious of. It's just very standard kind of practice with the panel layouts, and if I feel like changing it as I'm going, since I'm still in the sketch stages, I will, but I like how it looks right now, and it's just something I want to improve more upon with the second one, like I said. As I actually did a lot of panel experimentation with some of my other projects and really try to push myself to do different ones, and once I got into doing this one, funny thing enough, with all the freedom in the world with this project, since it's my own solo project, I went with, you know, panels that felt a little bit more comfortable. And it's probably because I was out of my comfort zone doing everything else that I ended up falling into more comfortable panel layouts. And yeah, it's always good to reflect and ask yourself why something might have happened. And if you can find the answer, that's really good. And I found the answer for this one, so it's something I can kind of correct and catch myself with the second chapter. And to be honest, a lot of learning and just doing really unique things is really putting yourself out of your comfort zone. If you feel too comfortable, chances are you're not quite innovating. And I'm not looking to be some crazy innovator, but feeling a little uncomfortable is definitely where you learn. And I mean, that's kind of how it goes. Like when you think about practicing and stuff, sometimes you'll just continuously practice the things that you know. And the good thing about that is you're reinforcing what you know, so you memorize it easier and you can draw it faster. But if you're not pushing yourself to draw the things that you're scared of, you know, in the back of your mind, you're like, you avoid drawing that one thing because you're afraid of actually messing it up and it's going to like make you mad or ruin your day, and you know you're avoiding it. That's the thing that makes you feel uncomfortable that you should probably practice. It's like your own little secret elephant in the room. And that's how I describe it, because that's how I felt, where I was very conscious that I was avoiding this thing, but I was also acting like I wasn't conscious about it. It was the most ridiculous thing. But yeah, so we are on the fourth panel now, and we are actually doing something that I don't do too often, and we're actually doing 4 sections vertically. So I actually typically only keep it into 3 sections vertically. We have the top section, middle section, bottom section, but this time I went with 4 sections because I wanted to kind of change up the panel flow from the previous panel. So I thought this would be fun, instead of like making a big panel at the bottom and then just cutting 2 panels in the middle, or vice versa, 2 panels bottom, 1 panel middle. So I kind of wanted to switch it up with this page. Of course, there's a bunch of other variations I could have done for it, where I could have like 1 big panel on the side and then 2 panels right next to that, but I decided to go with this one because of the flow. I liked the way it flowed a little bit more with the atmosphere. And I actually had a lot of fun drawing this middle panel here. I had a lot of fun drawing actually all the panels on this. It was super fun. I like really focusing on the emotion, the facial emotions of the characters. And when I do full body motions, I also like trying to really get the body emotion of what they're saying or how they're feeling, because that's one of the things that really sells a series. Things not being too stiff and things not being overacted either. And I actually talked about that a lot while I was drawing this specific panel, because I was trying not to overact Owen in this specific panel. And I talk about that a lot in the live version for the Patreons. And I guess I shouldn't say live, it was just real time. It wasn't like a live stream or something. But actually, if you guys do like live streams, definitely go check me out on my live stream channel, KUZO, link in the description. I've been streaming there at least 2 times a week, having a lot of fun. Definitely going to be streaming more inking and stuff for the manga there, for sure. So if you want like other updates and stuff, definitely follow me on my Instagram. That's where I'm most active, like in the stories and stuff. So that's where, if I am going to update something on my manga, that's where you will find it out first, on my Instagram stories. So definitely hit that up if you're interested in staying in touch. But for this panel, I was trying to decide if I wanted to have the collars going up or down, basically deciding the perspective of how Owen was, if we were looking directly at him or if we were looking from below and he would be looking down. So I ultimately decided that he's looking down, so the collars were curving downward. So we're kind of looking up at him a little bit. I mean, it's not really displayed that much because we don't see his shoulders, but I decided to do that so it looked more like he was looking down. If I were to have gone with we were looking straight at him, I feel like it wouldn't have had as much impact. And yeah, like I said, I was trying to watch out for not over selling this kind of emotion he had. Might even still change it, but we'll see. In any case, if you guys want to support my artists or help support what I do on this channel, check out my Patreon, link in the description. And I'd like to give a big thanks to all of my Patreons, and a special thanks to my Chunin and Jonin tier Patreons. You guys are awesome and really help me be able to do what I do on this channel. But yeah, also, if you guys like this video, definitely share it to someone who you think might like it or would be interested in it. But if not, you know, if you do like it, definitely hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to this channel, like what you see, please subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified when each video comes out. And like always, guys, hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.